How's it going, everyone? Mega Mashers here, and for the love of God, Camtasia Studio, can you please stop being an ass and work? I want to give videos out to everybody! You're wondering why I say that? It's because fucking the last several times I've tried to make a recording involving my continuation of the Road to Rank series, and I was recording episode 4, and I was doing live battles. And when I was finished, it was as if Camtasia wasn't even recording. And I know I hit the record button because it said starting in 3, 2, 1, and then that's when everything started. So I want to apologize for the fact that I'm basically not going to be able to bring you live battles at this point. However, there is a silver lining in this dark cloud because I happen to have the replays saved. So, and this happens every fucking time. So in this situation here, we're going to have to do some live replay narration videos, and I do apologize for that. Hopefully it won't happen in the next episode of the Road to Ranked. I got my fingers crossed. So in this episode, I used a different team known as Zygarde Balanced Offense. So this team was built around Zygarde, and it was built by my boy, Darius Johnson. Big shout out to him. I wanted to change the team up a little bit because I wanted to try another team that I haven't yet tried, as opposed to keep on trying and successfully, I might add, using my Mega Charizard Y hyper offense as fuck team. I want to try something different. I want to try balance offense, and I want to try a completely different team. Let's just see how this pans out. So, I welcome you guys to the first replay, and let us begin. So, I end up winning by team preview forfeit. So, just as I was about to figure out the win condition of my team and of my opponent's team, that shit happens. So, I'm 1 for 1 right now, and right there, yeah, like, it brings up my score, my ranking, to 1205. So, I'm not exactly happy with the way that I won, but especially if you are ranking and, you know, you have something on the line, then you gotta take whatever win you can get, you know what I mean? So, it kinda sucks, but you know what, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So, allow me to move on to the next battle for you, and allow me to start it. Let's do this. So, I lead out with my Landorus, and it's Scarf. He leads with Heatran. Now, knowing he doesn't want to take an Earthquake, he switches out. Good play, and I knew that was coming. So I go for the U-turn onto his Dragonite just to break that multi-scale, and that right there, awesome. So I bring in my Tyranitar knowing that I can live a hit or two, or several, from Dragonite. He goes for Ice Punch, and that doesn't even do that much. So I take the opportunity to set up my Stealth Rocks, and at this point here, it was just like, okay, what's he gonna do? Regardless of what he switches into, someone's gonna get hit hard with Stone Edge. It just happens to be his Heatran. That does a lot of damage to Heatran. Now, knowing that I can live a hit from Heatran, he doesn't even attack. He goes for Stealth Rocks. I go for Stone Edge. Take him down. That's one threat gone. So, at this point here, I was actually fearing that Ditto as he transforms into my Tyranitar, so I switch the fuck out, go into Landorus, knowing that I can pretty much take this Ditto Tyranitar. So he goes for Fire Blast, and it doesn't even really do that much. I'm like, okay, cool, bro, cool. So, I thought he was going to switch out, so I go for a U-turn, and thanks to a crit, I take him down. I'm like, what the fuck? My boy Landorus putting in some work. So I bring in my Zygarde, and I'm thinking, okay, what's going to happen now? What's going to happen? And he brings out his Metagross. Now, knowing that I can outspeed this thing because it has base 70 speed prior to Mega Evolution, I go for Earthquake just to get some damage off, and he goes for Ice Punch, takes me down. And I'm thinking, wow, Zygarde did the best it could in this situation. So, I bring in my Gyarados to get that Intimidate drop off. He doesn't have clear body anymore, so he switches out, goes into Zapdos. I'm thinking, okay, I can pretty much win this game. And I set up, and the next turn I was going to Mega Evolve and go for Waterfall, but then this shit happens. You watching? My opponent basically loses due to inactivity. I think he Rage Quit, and that right there puts my score up higher, and it was a good game, but, you know, that it was just like, so that's 2 for 2 right now. It's like, First was by forfeit, second one was by, well, technical forfeit, even though it was a timed loss. But either way, it was just like, whatever, you know what, I'll accept it. Again, not my ideal way of winning, but as I said, if you got something on the line, then it's like, you gotta take it as it is. So, allow me to introduce to you battle number 3. This was a good one. So, I lead with my Landorus, and he leads with Gliscor. I'm thinking, okay, well, bad kind of matchup here. He can't do anything to me, I can't do anything to him. So, he switches into a Azumarill. That's fine, I go for U-turn just to get some chip damage off. That's fine, bro. So I bring in my Flying Shrek, the Celebi. Darius with those fucking nicknames, man. He switches into his Gengar, and he does not take that Leaf Storm too well. So, I didn't want to lose my Celebi, so I switch out, go into my Klefki, knowing that I can take any special attacks from Gengar, and this is where I pretty much cripple him with Thunder Wave, making him absolutely useless, and because of how frail Gengar is, it's like, yeah, he's not going to be able to do much more in this battle. So knowing I can live one more Shadow Ball, I start setting up some spikes. He fires off another Shadow Ball, barely hang on with 5%. So at this point here, it's just like, okay, what's going to happen now? I set up more spikes, goes for another Shadow Ball, and takes me out. I'm thinking, okay, I pretty much have the setup here. So this is where I bring in my Celebi to finish off Gengar, and that's one threat down. Now, in comes Scizor. I thought he was going to go for U-turn at this point, so I switched the fuck out. I don't want to lose my Celebi at this early in the game. So I bring in my Landorus to get the Intimidate drop-off. He goes for Defog. I'm like, no! My Klefki's efforts are wasted! No! That's not cool, bro. So anyways, he switches to Scizor out, goes into Gyarados, and I go for U-turn, and I bring in my own Gyarados, and I get the Intimidate off, and this is where I start setting up. So things are looking good right now. So I set up a Dragon Dance, and it comes to Azumarill. Now, this is where I go for that surprise Iron Head. That does a lot of damage. But of course, he goes for he eats the Citrus Berry, goes for Play Rough, and misses. He misses the Play Rough. So he switches back into Gyarados, and gets the Intimidate drop off. And this is where I go for the Iron Head, thinking that he was possibly going to stay in, but he switches back out, goes into Scizor, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm going to start setting up some more Dragon Dances, because Gyarados and Scizor can't really do shit to me. So I go for Waterfall, and the reason I didn't Mega Evolve is because I thought that he was going to possibly go for a U-turn and predict my Mega Evolution. So anyways, he sets up, goes for Bullet Punch, doesn't even do that much. I go for Waterfall, take him down. Yeah, that's for blowing away my spikes, fucker. So in comes Gyarados, I'm thinking, okay, at this point here, I need to Mega Evolve and take this thing out. So in comes the Crunch, and gets that defense drop. He goes for Ice Fang, doesn't even do that much. I'm fucking bulky as hell. So I go for the Iron Head, thinking that he was possibly going to switch into a Azumarill, preserving his Gyarados for that last Intimidate drop. And then this right here was just hacks. I felt bad for my opponent. And the Iron Head flinches the first time. Go for another Iron Head. Flinches again. Oh my god. I was like, fuck, dude. So he goes for the Aqua Jet, and I go for the Waterfall. So that right there pretty much spelt the doom for Azumarill. So in comes Gliscor. I'm thinking, okay, I can take this thing out. I can take him out. I mean, bulky or not, he's going to have a huge amount of HP taken away. So he's got the Toxic Orb activated to activate Poison Heal. So it does 60%, the Waterfall does, and he goes for Earthquake. I'm thinking, okay, I need to get a high roll here. Now, here's the thing. I was almost thinking he was going to Protect, so I could have went for another Dragon Dance, but that didn't quite happen, did it? Which sucks, but whatever. So, I go for another Waterfall, barely hangs on with 2%. He takes me out with the Earthquake. So at this point here, I'm thinking, okay, I need to bring in my Celebi and take this thing down. So, I just want to, let you guys know about something. Like, I thought that he possibly was going to go for a knockoff to seriously damage my Celebi, so that's why I went straight for the Psychic. Now, he went for Protect, and I was thinking at the back of my mind, is he going to go for Protect? I could possibly go for a nasty plot and attempt a sweep right here. Attempt a late game sweep. But no. I go for Psychic to be safe, and plus I had the Landorus chilling in the back. I wasn't gonna I wasn't too worried. So anyways, I take down the Gliscor, and it's just Mega Charizard X at this point. I'm thinking, okay, I switch up my Landorus, get that Intimidate drop going, and he Mega Evolves. I fucking knew it. And he goes for Dragon Dance. And thanks to Scarf, watch this. Watch this. Earthquake, bitch! And that takes down the Mega Charizard X. And that right there was good game. So that brings my score up to 1253. We're in the mid-1200s. Now allow me to show you guys on the ladder the absolute lowest that I have to get in order to reach the top 500. 1528. So effectively, I need to get in the near mid-1500s in order to cement my legacy on the Pokemon Showdown OU ladder. So I hope you guys enjoyed this repeat edition of, or I should say replay edition of Road to Rank number 4. And this features the Zygarde Balance Offense, and you know what? I have to say that through these battles, I'd have to say that Gyarados and Landorus were the MVPs in this situation. I mean, just because you build a team around a Pokemon doesn't mean that that is going to be your win condition. Sometimes your win condition is a Pokemon you're not going to expect. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Road to Ranked, and if you did, give it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to the Masher Army, as I salute you all and accept everybody and anybody that wants to be a part of this awesome community that grows one day at a time, and I appreciate and love you all. So thank you guys very much. I shall see you guys next upload.